Imagine entering a race without knowing anything about the other runners, their strengths, their weaknesses, their strategies. It sounds a bit risky, right? Yet that is what so many new businesses do. They step into a market without fully understanding their competitors or what they're up against. In the business world, it's not about being the best, it's about knowing your battlefield. Hey, I'm Cinnamon. Today we're going to dive into the crucial yet often overlooked step in business strategy, and that's your competitive analysis. In this video, we're going to talk about some steps in which it will help you create your unique value proposition. So this is video 5, in which we do the workshop series to help you develop your unique value proposition. The other videos will be located in the description of this video. But without the knowledge of your competitors and who exists, new businesses struggle to carve out their niche. Even established ones get really complacent and they leave room for a more agile, innovative competitor to come in and swoop in and capture their part of the market share. But it doesn't have to be this way. Though your competitor analysis isn't just a one-time task, it is going to give you the process that keeps your business sharp and responsive and ahead of the curve. We'll explore how to effectively analyze your competitors initially and how to continue to monitor them. And that is less creepy than it sounds. This isn't just about keeping an eye on your competition. It's more about understanding the ever-changing marketplace and ensuring your business not only thrives, but it survives. So we're going to look at an example in a story that is a brand that you should be familiar with. In the late 1990s and early 2000s, Blockbuster was a go-to place for movie rentals. Their blue and yellow signs became synonymous with family movie night. With thousands of stores across the U.S., Blockbuster seemed unbeatable. They had a simple business model: rent movies and video games to customers, late fees if not returned on time. However, in the shadows, a new competitor was emerging: Netflix. Starting as a mail-order DVD service, Netflix offered an alternative to the traditional movie rental process: no late fees, and customers could keep the DVDs for as long as they wanted. Blockbuster executives, instead of recognizing this shift in consumer preference, underestimated Netflix. They believed their physical presence and brand recognition would keep them on top. By the time Blockbuster realized the potential of online streaming, Netflix had already pivoted and was gaining traction. In 2000, Blockbuster had the opportunity to buy Netflix for a mere $50 million. They declined. That decision, combined with a lack of understanding their competitor and the changing landscape of movie consumption, would prove to be catastrophic. Fast forward today, Netflix is worth billions and is a global powerhouse in entertainment, while Blockbuster has become a case study in business schools on the consequences of neglecting competitor analysis. They failed to see the changing tides and adapt. Now here we have the consequences, and this is the lessons I want you to learn from this story. The consequences of neglect are the first one. Blockbuster's neglect of emerging competitors and changing marketing dynamics led to its downfall. Now the benefits of understanding your competitors. Netflix, on the other hand, not only understood its competitors, but also continuously evolved, staying ahead in the game and eventually transitioning into the streaming giant. By understanding and respecting your competitors, you can anticipate market shifts, adapt to changing customer preferences, and ultimately ensure the long-term success of your business. So now it's time to talk about your competitors. And you're going to have 3 of them. You're going to have your direct competitors, your indirect competitors, and your perceived competitors. So let's get into an example of that. All right, so first we're going to look at what direct competitors are by looking at an example of Starbucks. Both Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts are major coffee chains that offer a variety of coffee, beverages, teas, and snacks. They operate in the same segment of the market, targeting customers looking for a quick coffee fix or a light snack. When a person thinks, "I want a cup of coffee," both of these brands might come to mind. Their primary product offerings and target audience are similar, making them direct competitors. Indirect competitors: Starbucks and herbal tea shops or juice bars. While Starbucks' main product is coffee, a person might choose to visit a herbal tea shop or a juice bar when they want a beverage, especially if they're seeking a caffeine-free alternative. Here, the core product, coffee versus herbal tea or juice, is different, but they're still competing for the same thing: a customer's beverage choice. An individual who doesn't feel like having coffee might opt for herbal tea or a fresh juice instead. Lastly, we have perceived competitors. In this example, we have McDonald's. At first glance, many wouldn't see McDonald's, a fast food restaurant, as a direct competitor to Starbucks, a coffee-focused cafe. However, with the introduction of McCafe, McDonald's line of coffee products, many customers started perceiving McDonald's as a place to grab a quick coffee, especially since it's often cheaper. So while their primary business differs significantly with burgers, fast food versus coffee and cafe ambiance, in the eyes of the target market seeking a quick coffee fix, they can be seen as competitive. Though this coffee shop lens, you can see how different businesses can compete in direct, indirect, and perceived ways, all varying for a share of the consumer's wallet. There's various methods to research your competitors. One of the basic ways is the online search. Now, depending on what keywords people use to potentially find your business, use those same keywords to do a Google search and find out who your competitors are, who shows up number one on Google search. Also, check out Google Trends. Now, look at your competitor's website. Look for product info, unique selling proposition, customer testimonies. And of course, social media monitoring. Tools like BrandWatch, Mention, and Hootsuite can be helpful in this area. Now, when it comes to elements to analyze, you want to analyze the products and services of your competitors. You want to analyze pricing strategy. It could be possible that someone may not be using you versus your competitor because your prices are too high, or the value that you perceive to give is not high enough based on the price in comparison with your competitors. Now, your marketing and sales tactic, look at the difference between what you're doing and what your competitors are doing. Look at the customer reviews, feedback, and testimony of your competitors. And of course, look at your strengths as related to your competitors in addition to your weaknesses. Now, differentiating your business from your competitors is very important. So again, part of this is we're talking about your unique value proposition and how you're unique in a variety of different ways. Again, as we said before, this is video 5 of the series. So we talked all about your target market, what makes you unique. You need to make sure that you know that when you're doing your competitive analysis. What unique value do you bring to the table that your competitors do not? And what about solving the pain points? What pain points do you address that your competitors may neglect? Now here we have the roadmap for starting a competitive analysis. Now, first, you're going to define your objective. Define the objective. Determine what you hope to achieve. Are you looking to expand, refine your product, or perhaps enter a new market? List the top 5 to 10 businesses in your industry that directly compete with you. Gather information. Check competitors' websites and product listings. Monitor their social media accounts and marketing campaigns. Read customer reviews on platforms like Google and industry-specific sites. Analyze strengths and weaknesses. Use a SWOT analysis, which is your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, for each of your competitors. Understand their positioning. Determine their USP and how they differentiate themselves. Look for the gaps in their offerings that you can exploit. Evaluate their marketing strategy. Assess their presence across different channels: SEO, pay-per-click, social media, email marketing, etc. Analyze their content quality, frequency, and engagement. Determine their pricing. Compare their pricing to yours. Look for patterns or strategies such as bundling offers, discounts, or premium pricing. Identify opportunities and threats. Based on your analysis, list areas where you can capitalize or areas you should be wary of. Implement learnings. Adjust your strategies based on insight. This might mean redefining your product, adjusting pricing, or amping up your marketing efforts. Continuous monitoring. Set up tools like Google Alerts to monitor competitors' mentions. Periodically revisit and update competitive analysis as the market evolves. With these questions and roadmaps, you will be able to prepare to conduct a thorough and insightful competitive analysis. And so in preparation of questions to prepare for your competitive analysis, I want you to think of some questions that you need to write down and answer these questions, okay? So the first one is, I want you to identify your competitors. Come up with at least 5 to 10 competitors that are in your industry. Now, it would be helpful if you concentrate on your direct competitors, but if you're feeling very ambitious, don't forget about your indirect competitors as well as your perceived competitors. Now, are there emerging businesses that you might not even be aware of? Understand offerings. What products and services are your competitors offering? What are the unique selling propositions that they have? What is their individual unique selling proposition? Next, we have market. Now, what's the market and customer understanding? Who are their target market customers? How do they position themselves in the market? In regards to marketing and sales, what marketing channels are they using? Are they running any promotions or discounts currently? What is is their online and offline strategy? Operational insight. Do they have multiple locations or branches? Are they just online? If so, where? What technologies and platforms are they using to deliver their product or service? In regards to strengths and weaknesses, what do customers praise them about in their reviews? What are the customers' common complaints? Now, if you know any financial insights, that's fine. If you don't worry about it. But if you do, I want you to consider these questions. What is their pricing strategy? Are there any insights available that talk about their financial health or any investments they're putting into those businesses? This is a little bit helpful for larger corporations that can find that information out. But for smaller businesses, you might not want to stress about it. What you are going to consider is the pricing. If you have a direct competitor and the prices are around your prices, you want to make sure that you are giving the same amount of value based on pricing. Now, for future moves, have they announced any products or services lately? Are they expanding into any new markets? So this may sound a bit overwhelming. Don't attempt to do everything. Answer the questions that you can. But the point of the competitive analysis is so that you can understand what people are doing in your market. If you don't have the sales that you wish that you had and your competitors do have them, find out what that reason is. Is it a marketing issue? Is it a conversion issue? You will not know that if you don't do the analysis effectively. And things are changing. Many of you know, even in my industry, because of the introduction of open source LLMs, I'm being affected, right? But I can either stay and complain about it or I can pivot. So if you don't know what your competitors are doing, it's harder for you to pivot. Look at the analysis, but I don't want you to stress about it. And if you have any questions, go ahead and put it in the description box. So next week, again, we are talking about number 6 of the video sequence. I forgot what number we're on. This is video 5. Next week, we are doing video 6, incorporating your personal story. This is going to be critical because this is also what sets you apart. This is a series of your unique value proposition workshop series. So please look at the other videos, and I have all of the videos to this series in the description, and I will see you next week.